for them that love the Lord. It is very true. Whether good or whether bad, it works together for your good. Truly. And the thing is, in life, I just want to talk briefly on what God sent me. He said the hand of God at work in our grief. The hand of God at work in our grief. And I want to read Luke 23 from verse 44 to verse 49. The Bible says, by this time it was about noon, and darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. The light from the sun was gone, and suddenly the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn down the middle. Then Jesus shouted, Father, I entrust my spirit into your hands. And with these words, he breathed his last. When the Roman officer overseeing the execution saw what had happened, he worshipped God and said, surely this man was innocent. And when all the crowd that came to see the crucifixion saw what had happened, they went home in deep sorrow. But Jesus' friends, including the women who had followed him from Galilee, stood at a distance watching. The Bible says by this time, about noon, and darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. The Lord wants us to know today that a darkness time is a time of grief. And there is something about darkness. It falls on the whole land. That means that in our journey of life, a time will come whereby as a human being, that darkness will come. Grief will come. The Bible says that the light from the sun was gone. A time will come. It does not matter how enjoyable, how pleased, how sweet your life will come. That time will come that darkness will cover the land. This means that grief, pain, loss, test, trial will come. But the Bible says the darkness was until 3 o'clock. That means that it is not forever. It is for a period of time. Any grief, any pain that you are facing as a child of God, it has an expiry date. It's not forever. The darkness covered the land until 3 o'clock. That's why the Bible says that weeping may endure for the night. Joy comes in the morning. It's not forever. But in order for for us to really understand all things working together for good, we can see that when there is darkness, there is also good working at the same time. Because it was talking about the death of Jesus. When Jesus was dying and darkness covered the whole land, the light from the sun was gone. The Bible says suddenly the curtain in the sanctuary of the temple was torn down in the middle. God said anytime something bad is happening, something good is also happening. You know what is happening? Was happening at the same time. The curtain that leads to the temple, it was torn open. What is God saying? Anytime you have pain, you have grief, the door is open. Enter the temple. Enter the secret place. Enter the powerhouse. It will become for you a time of emergency that if you don't enter that temple, Satan can take opportunity. Satan can take opportunity. That was when Jesus also said, Father, I entrust my spirit into your hand. That's the time that you must guard your spirit and put it in the hand of God. Or else, if Satan comes in at that time and it becomes his opportunity, you will be surprised how far he will go. Do you know how far he will go? Sorry, I didn't know I was going to share this. It's not my message is not long. So I have to remind myself, as the Lord said, share it today. You know, let's see, if you don't guard your spirit, this is what happens. Luke chapter 7 from verse 18 to verse 23. Look at what happens. The Bible says, in that passage, that Luke 7 from verse 18, and I read, the disciples of John the Baptist told John about everything Jesus was doing. So John called two of his disciples and he sent them to the Lord to ask him, are you the Messiah we have been expecting, or should we keep looking for someone else? John's two disciples found Jesus and said to him, John the Baptist sent us to ask, are you the Messiah we've been expecting, or should we keep looking for someone else? At that very time, Jesus cured many people of their diseases, illnesses, and evil spirits, and he restored sight to many who were blind. Then he told John's disciples, go back to John, tell him what you have seen and heard. The blind see, the lame walk, those with leprosy are cured, the deaf hear, the dead are raised to life, and the good news is being preached to the poor. And he added, God blesses those who do not fall away because of me. If you don't entrust your spirit to the hand of God, do you know what happens? What happened to John the Baptist? All of a sudden, John the Baptist called two of his disciples and said, go and ask Jesus this question for me. Why was he asking that question? Because he was in prison. Because darkness had fallen upon him. Because he didn't take caution to enter the temple. He started hearing another voice that started questioning whether Jesus is the Messiah. This is the same man that introduced Jesus to the world. He said, go and ask him, should we expect another person, or is he the one? What happened to the spirit of John at that time? It was because darkness fell on him. It was because darkness, and it falls on every man. If you are not careful in your time of grief, even the truth that you know, you begin to question it. You begin to question it. God taught me something in the course of